Hi guys, I'm Dimension Jump and today we're doing my top 5 one-off Legend of Zelda villains. Now for this list I'll be going over some of the villains that have appeared in one game of the Legend of Zelda series, and I feel like they've been mainly overshadowed by Ganondorf because Ganondorf is the main overall villain of the Zelda franchise, and I feel like the villains that I'll be talking about in this list should deserve a bit more time in the spotlight. So for number 5 is Maledis from the Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. Now what I like about Maledis is that he's basically got like a lot of lore to him, kind of like how Ganondorf has been given some lore to him, like how Ganondorf is the leader of the Gerudo. He became the Demon King when he got his hands on the Triforce, and that's what I feel like with Maledis, because he himself, like Ganondorf, he's also a Demon King, and I really like how his, like, you're told that he had a spirit taken away from his body when he was fighting the spirits, and I do like how his final battle at the end of the game, where you fight Maledis when he's possessed his transfer Core's body, and I do like the design of it. Like it's basically this giant beast man with the giant horns, and I really like him to make an appearance again. Like his body, someone finds his body, and the person who finds it tries and resurrects Maledis and tries and brings it back to life somehow. So yeah, I would like for Maledis to make some type of return to the Zelda franchise. For number 4 is Demise from the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Now what I like about Demise is that he's the very first Demon King. He is the main Demon King who first started the whole Zelda timeline. If it wasn't for Demise, we wouldn't have, Ganondorf, we wouldn't have a Hyrule, we wouldn't have a Triforce, we wouldn't have, a legacy with different incarnations of Zelda or Link or Ganondorf for that matter. And I really like how his design, he's got two forms, his imprisoned form and his human form, and I like how his body is got these scale skin on him, and I do like how his hair's this fire red to it, it adds to his character. And I do like the hole on his head, where the ceiling thing is or was when he was in the game, when he was in this imprisoned form. So I really like Demise and how he adds everything to the Zelda franchise. For number 3 is Gerym from, again, the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Now what I like about Gerym is that, like Fi, he is Demise's sword, because with Fi, she is the spirit of the Master Sword, and she can talk to Link and give him advice. But with Gerym, he's trying to resurrect Demise by using the power of Zelda, who is the reincarnation of the goddess Hylia. And I really like how he's gives off creepy sort of vibe. Even in your first interaction with Gerym, he basically teleports behind you and basically sticks his tongue out in a sort of creepy way. And I do like how he gets more angry as the game progresses, because he starts off being sort of cunning, but then when you get towards the end of the game, Fire Sanctuary, and when you're back in time, when he's trying to save Zelda, he gets more frustrated, more angry, and he just wants to get his plan done and resurrect his master Demise. And I really like how when Demise is fully resurrected in the past, he makes a sword come out of Gerym's heart crystal thing, and I do like how Gerym's soul just gets absorbed by the sword. So yeah, I do really like Gerym. For number 2 is Zant from the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Now Zant, I feel like, should have been the main overall villain, slightly-ish, because I do like how Zant's presence is felt throughout the entire game of Twilight Princess, because he, first of all, possessed Minda or cursed her. I think no, it's definitely cursed her to make her become an imp instead of being her more beautiful Twilight form. And I do like how I like the design of his helmet, and because it kind of gives all that of like what's underneath that face, kind of like how Darth Vader's helmet looks like, or how you want to see what's under that helmet, and what kind of monstrosity or what kind of person is behind the mask. And when we do get to see Zan's face, it's kind of like, disturbed in a sort of sense. It's like, it's being like, it's got like that sort of like, cruelty to it. It doesn't understand mercy, and I think that's why Zant works as a one-off villain. It's like, he's like, all over the place, and I think he kind of gets inside your head a bit, and especially during his battle, where he warps Link to various boss rooms or mini boss rooms throughout your journey in Twilight Princess. And I think he's like a really cool villain, but even though at the end he is replaced like at the last minute by Ganondorf, but I do like Zant when he was at his most Zantiest. I think that's a word, I'm not too sure, but if I coined it, Zantinism, I don't know, I've lost myself here. And for number 1 is Bellum from The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. Now, what I really like about Bellum is that he's the only one-off villain that doesn't speak. Like, with Maledis, like, he kind of speaks, like, when I think he's trying to possess Chancellor Cole. He's like trying to talk, but when he's in spirit form, he doesn't talk, but he kind of does speak. But with Bellum, he doesn't speak for the entirety of his time when he's introduced in Phantom Hourglass, because when you get to the very bottom of the Temple of the Ocean King, and when you begin fighting him, he never speaks, and I feel like that's what makes a villain intimidating, when he doesn't speak or they don't speak. Because kind of like Zant, Bellum kind of gets inside your head of how large he is, and how he's able to drain your life force, and how he's able to do that to the Ocean King, and how the Ocean King is reduced to a mere mortal. And I just really like how Bellum is just a guy, a massive squid monster, and it's just like really cool of how in its first phase you're basically fighting Bellum, and then in the second phase you're fighting like the possessed ghost ship, but in the final phase you're fighting a possessed Linebeck, and I feel like that's really intimidating, because you're not only fighting Bellum, but you're also fighting a friend that you've come to know and respect throughout the entire game without being Linebeck. And I really like his name as well, because Bellum is a Latin word for war, and I really enjoy that, of how like Nintendo can bring like words and like from like the real world and just add them to their games, and I really enjoy that. So yeah, so that's been my list for the top 5 favourite one-off Legend of Zelda villains. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.